Master, I'm a lawyer. What shall I do to get into heaven?
What is written in the law?
It says to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself.
Thou hast answered right. This do, and thou shalt live.
And who is my neighbor?
Yes, who is our neighbor? Because if we have to be good to Samaritans and treat them like neighbors, then none of us will be going to heaven.
A certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment, and wounded him, and departed, leaving him half dead. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side.
Ooh, terrible crime. I must leave, or I'll be late for my meeting at the synagogue.
And likewise a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him, and passed by on the other side.
Another accident. He probably deserved it. I have better things to do. I must hurry to the temple.
But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was. And when he saw him, he had compassion on him, and went to him, and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him.
Here is plenty enough money to make him well again, and if it costs more, I'll pay extra when I return. Please take good care of him.
Which now of these three, thinkest thou, was neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves?
Well, I suppose the man who helped him and took him to the physician and paid for getting him well again, he would be a good neighbor. Is that right?
Go and do thou likewise.
Me? You expect me to help someone who is in trouble? Someone who isn't my friend?
If you are a good neighbor, you will care about others. You will love them and help them even if you're busy and don't feel like it, and even if they're not your friends. As Jesus went to Jerusalem, he passed through Samaria and Galilee. He entered into a village, and what do you think he saw?
Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. We are 10 lepers who want to be healed.
Go show yourselves unto the priests.
Go show thyself to the priests, he said. What good will that do? Wait a moment. Look at us. Look at our skin. We are cleansed and healed. We are not lepers anymore. Oh, Jesus, my Lord, I thank thee for healing us.
Were there not 10 cleansed? But where are the 9?
Only one of the lepers remembered to thank Jesus. Are you thankful for your blessings? Do you thank your Father in heaven when he blesses you? When you bless people and help them, you are doing what Heavenly Father wants you to do. And did you know the devil does not like people who are good? The devil will find some wicked people and teach them to be cruel to you and make you stop being good. That is what he tried to do to Jesus.
You, officers, how would you like to have some fun? Over there in the temple is a man named Jesus. He is wicked and should be put in prison. Go get him.
Yes, sir. We'll bring Jesus to you right away.
But you know something? When you are around Jesus, you feel peaceful and calm when you are not wicked. And that is what happened to the officers. They felt something wonderful when they listened to Jesus talk.
I thought I told you to arrest Jesus. What's the matter with you? You just stood there and listened to him.
Never man spake like this man.
The officers could not arrest Jesus because they could feel that he was important and good, and that there was nothing wrong with him. They had never heard anyone talk in their whole life that made them feel good like Jesus did. And that is how you will feel when you read these true stories in the Bible with your family. I hope you are reading the Bible every single day. All the things I'm telling you really happened. Early one morning, Jesus came to the temple to teach the people. Have you noticed how much teaching Jesus does? He is always teaching and helping others. If you are a good teacher, and if you teach people about God and Jesus, then you are doing a wonderful thing. I hope you want to be a teacher just like Jesus. While Jesus was teaching, all of a sudden there was an uproar. Some scribes and Pharisees were bringing a woman to show Jesus something bad she had done.
Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Moses said in the law that we should stone her to death. What do you say?
Jesus ignored them. He knew it was a trick. The scribes and Pharisees were hoping that Jesus would teach against Moses so they could put Jesus in jail. Jesus could tell the woman was sorry. He didn't want them to kill her.
Well, what do you say, Jesus? Should we kill her?
He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her.
Jesus told them whoever has never done a bad thing, then that person could throw the first rock. But no one dared throw a rock, because every one of them had sinned before.
Woman, where are those thine accusers? Hath no man condemned thee?
No man, Lord.
Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more.
Jesus asked the woman to live a better life. If you have ever done something bad, you should start living a better life and not do it anymore.
Master, see the blind man? He has been blind since he was born. Did God make him blind because he sinned, or because his parents were evil?
Neither hath this man sinned, nor his parents.
Jesus put clay on his eyes and told him to go wash in the pool of Siloam.
A man that is called Jesus made clay and anointed my eyes, and said unto me, Go to the pool of Siloam and wash. And I went and washed, and I received my sight.
You say Jesus healed you, and he did it on the Sabbath day? Well then, Jesus has broken the Sabbath day law. How can a man that is such a sinner do such miracles?
I don't know, unless he is right and we are wrong.
Nonsense. Everyone, listen. We are passing a new rule. If anyone, I repeat, if anyone says that Jesus is Christ, the Son of God, we will kick that person out of the synagogue. Do you hear?
Isn't that terrible that they are so wicked and jealous that they want to stop people from following Jesus? Would you still stand up for Jesus? I would, wouldn't you? Jesus heard that the blind man he healed had been kicked out of the synagogue. He felt sorry for him, so he went to visit him. The blind man had never seen Jesus yet.
Dost thou believe on the Son of God?
I have not seen Jesus who healed me. I want to worship him. Who is he? What does he look like?
The man didn't know that he was speaking with Jesus.
Thou hast both seen him, and it is he that talketh with thee.
Lord, I believe.
Then he worshipped Jesus. A certain man was sick named Lazarus. He lived in the town of Bethany near his sisters Mary and Martha.
Lord, our brother Lazarus, whom you love, is sick and dying.
Jesus loved Mary and Martha, and he told them not to worry. In a couple of days, he would go see him and bless him. 2 days later, Jesus said to his disciples,
Lazarus is dead. Let us go unto him.
If you go, you may be killed. We will go with you, that we may die with you.
Martha met Jesus on the way and told him that Lazarus had been dead and in the grave 4 days already.
Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now, if thou wilt ask God, Lazarus could be healed.
Thy brother shall rise again.
I know that he will someday be resurrected.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this?
Yea, Lord, I believe that thou art the Christ, the Son of God, which should come into the world.
Then Martha ran secretly to bring Mary.
Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died.
Where have you laid him?
When he saw all of them weeping, and his good friend Lazarus, who was dead and in the grave, Jesus wept.
Take ye away the stone.
Lord, his body is decaying. He has been dead 4 days.
Said I not unto thee that if thou wouldst believe, thou shouldst see the glory of God?
Then Jesus spoke to God, and then he cried with a loud voice and said,
Lazarus, come forth. Loose him, and let him go.
Oh, Lazarus, Jesus has raised you from the dead.
Next time I will tell you about the last week of Jesus' life. Bye for now.